Hey, hello, how's it going? Welcome back to another Brotato video. It's me, Cranberry. How's it going? Hopefully you are doing well. I'm doing pretty well. I'm having a good day. A little bit of thunderstorms out right now, so I'm a little bit worried that the power might go out mid-recording here. But, you know, if it doesn't, then you get to see a video. If it does, then it'll probably corrupt the video file if I had to guess. That happens sometimes for me when the power goes out mid-recording. So maybe you'll see two halves to a whole video. Maybe you'll just see a new video instead. Who knows? Anyway, today we're playing the Pacifist. This is the last character in the backlog of character requests that I've gotten recently. So if you want to see a specific character, leave a comment saying, hey, I want to see this guy. This is like my 5th attempt at recording this video, by the way, because the Pacifist is a little bit of a nightmare character to play. They are really weak in the early game. The whole point of the character, I believe, is to go for more of a harvest-focused build, because one of their starting items is the hand, and the other items kind of suck for the character. So I don't understand how I would play this besides going for harvest, and we'll see how it goes. Now, there's a couple of lines I think you can take here. One of them is like a full defense build, where you just play the Pacifist and you just like focus on getting a harvest stat and put all your money into more harvesting, into defenses, and just not kill anything. As you can see from the ability, right? They gain materials and XP for every living enemy at the end of a wave, right? Which is not as much as you would gain if you just killed them anyway. But it is important to note that you get experience and stuff for leaving enemies alive at the end. You also have a negative 100% damage and a negative 100 engineering, right? So you can't go for a turret build and try to be cheesy and bypass your negative damage stat. You have one. You can go for damage, but you have negative 100 to start. But here's the thing about that. Important to note here. A lot of characters that have, like, you know, low damage builds that are like this. Think of the Lich, for example. Have base 0 damage, not base negative 100, but they just have a reduction to modifiers, right? This character has no damage modifier reductions, right? So we could my idea here currently, and I think it's the way I'm supposed to play the character, is to go for a hand build at first. Unarmed and support will give us dodge chance and harvest in the early game, which should hopefully be good. And then my theory is that we also build speed and go for, we try to pivot into like maybe a lance build, maybe just a generalist build later on. I don't know what we're going to do exactly, but we're going to use power generator with a high speed to hopefully negate all of the downsides I've taken, or all the negative damage our character starts with here is the logic. We'll see how it actually plays out. I am skeptical, but maybe it'll work. Who knows? Toxic Sludge here, absolute waste of an item. I don't want that. I will take a little bit of max HP here, and we will look for as many hands as we can possibly find here in the early waves. Now, bag is interesting. I don't mind locking a bag for later, but for now, it's really important that we get as many hands as possible early. We're still guaranteed to get 2 weapons every time we roll the shop here. Look at that. There we go. I like this quite a bit. Helmet, not terrible, but again, in theory, I want to have high speed. So I don't believe we want the helmet here. I could be wrong, though. I'm not sure. Now, in these first couple waves, we are capable of killing some enemies here, but not many. And by wave 4 or 5, we're going to get pretty much little to no kills. I've tried also building lifesteal to run a little bit, but I'm thinking that lifesteal is a bit of a bait too. I don't think lifesteal is how we want to not die. I think dodge chance, I think regen, and I think armor are the 3 things that we want here. Is my current thought process, but we'll see how it plays out later. I'll take a little bit of regen here early. There's a little bit of armor. I don't hate that. I do love how many... I'll take the bag here now. I think we can afford it. I do like how many hands we're seeing. That's very cool. Bait, I think, kills us because I don't think we can ever kill the fish. And I think they're just going to murder me. So we will roll till we see... There we go. 1 more hand. And we will now move on to the next... You know what? I will take a beanie here, I think. I will lock that. And do I want the propeller hat too? Early luck here is kind of sick with it. I don't know. So important to note here, right? The reason why we care about harvest so much in the early game is because harvest scales at the end of every wave, right? It increases by 20%. So 20% of 20 is, what is that? 5 or whatever? I don't know. It increases by 5%, not by 20%, sorry. It increases by 5. I'm reading it here and I'm getting it wrong. So I think 5% of 20 is 1, right? So I don't know how it rounds. All I know is that being at 40, we're definitely gonna get 2, maybe. You know, let's look. Let's be smart. Let's do the science here. We're at 46 harvest right now. We'll see where we're at the end of the wave. Right? If it doesn't round, I would assume we are at I would assume we're at 48, right? If it does round, we'd be at 49. I don't know. I'm guessing 48 here personally. Yeah, I mean, as you can see, we're also not really able to kill anything anymore at this point. Oh, 49. Look at that. So it may be rounded. Good to know. Good to know for the future. I don't want the pumpkin. I'm sorry to say. Not for us here, I don't believe. These are also all pretty bad. Attack speed's fine, because like a part of this build is that we're using our hands to knock enemies away from us. The hands have a high base knockback stat. But I think we're better off just rolling for something a little bit more impactful. I will take armor here, I believe. I'll also take the metal plate here, because that's very good. Take a hand. Take the beanie. Roll for another hand. You do love to see it. Do I want the mushroom here? Mushroom's probably worth it. But I don't love getting into the negatives on luck here. I think we need to get a little lucky on this run. So I think we'll leave it like that. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know how this is gonna go. I feel like this is a really tough character to win with. I think you might need a lot of really good RNG to get the win. But they're cool. I just, you know, I just love how this game like has characters that really fundamentally change the way you play the game. That to me is really neat. I appreciate that. Also, don't hurt me. I see the tree. Can I get to it in time? I almost died for it, and I didn't even make it to the tree. That's tragic. Plus 8 harvest here is pretty cool, but I think we care more about just actual stats that affect us right now. So give me armor, give me dodge chance, give me all of that. Now, one thought that I've had here is that in these runs so far is that Flaming Brass Knuckles is kind of neat. The Flaming Brass Knuckles have high base scaling, right? But base scaling is bad when you have negative 100% damage, right? That is an issue. But they also, the Brass Knuckles also do elemental damage. And elemental damage is kind of sick when you have terrible base damage because it's a minimum of 1 damage per tick still. So this does, you know, 6 damage per attack, which is not good still. It's still bad, but it's to me at least it's interesting to think about this. I will take this, and I will take the cute monkey. Cute monkey probably very good for us here, I imagine. Give me another beanie. And give me another hand. Very cool. Flamethrower, same logic here, right? Especially if we're going for lifesteal, because the shots have huge piercing. If we wanted lifesteal, this would be a good way to not die. But we currently have no lifesteal, so I don't think we want to start investing in it. And that's kind of a bait. But interesting to think about for sure, too. And by the same logic, it does like 6 damage per hit. As opposed to our 1 damage per hit right now, as you can see. Gotta be careful. We gotta be like cognizant of where we're pushing enemies to as well. Also, these guys feel like they're like just immune to knockback. I've noticed this before too, how I can't really knock them at all when they're charging, especially. So I gotta be very careful about the chargers. But if we can just outrun them, like we're doing right now, kind of, I feel like we're in a decent spot here. Okay. Give me max HP. Give me another hand. Schmoop is, like, incredible for us here, I feel like. Take a hand, I'll take a tree. I don't hate bat here. I feel like we like 2 lifesteal is worth the -2 harvest, even though we are a harvest build. But we can't afford it. So I think with that, I think we just let it go. We could buy it that wave maybe, but locking it into the next wave so we, like... Here's the thing, right? This is something that I talk about a lot in... especially deck builders, right? But it applies to here, too. There's a concept called opportunity, right? And things have an opportunity cost, right? When you put a card in your deck and you draw that card, the card has to be worth drawing, because if it's not worth drawing, you have now lost the opportunity to draw a good card, right? When you play like a draft, right, in Magic the Gathering, Your deck has a minimum. Uh-oh, I'm dying, by the way. Help. Oh god, that was close. So when you're, oh, give me another monkey, absolutely, and give me more dodge chance. So when you are drawing a card, if that card is worthless, you've now lost the opportunity to draw an actual beneficial card. When you draft a deck, ooh, also give me this, by the way, I think too. When you draft a deck, you have to make it at least 40 cards. The minimum is 40, and most people will play that 40 cards. They will not go over, right? Because in theory, hypothetically, the best cards for your deck are your 40 best cards, because putting your 41st best card into your deck will make your deck overall worse, right? That's like the logic behind it. And that principle applies here a little bit, because when you lock an item into the shop, you are now stopping you from potentially seeing a better item in the next shop, right? That's the opportunity cost here of locking in an item that is potentially not good for you, which I think is neat. And I'm sure most of you guys already understand this concept in general, but it was really interesting to play Slay the Spire and have people tell me that you should never skip cards, and me saying, like, I don't think that's correct, which I think is interesting. And Slay the Spire is not a traditional, like, you know, Magic the Gathering draft style deck. Maybe it is fair to say that there is, like, you know, because your deck starts out with a bunch of bad cards, almost every single card in the game is worth putting in there. That is like a fair argument to make. So I'm not saying those people were necessarily wrong, and maybe they're actually righter than I am, because I'll be honest, I wasn't very good at Slay the Spire. In the grand scheme of things, I kind of was stinky at that game. So maybe there's some truth to what they're saying in regards to that, but so many of these fucking knife men, by the way, be careful. But I don't know. It's something interesting to think about, at least I think, in this game, right? Is an item that's pretty good, is it worth locking in the shop, or are you better off just seeing more items in the next shop instead? And I would posit that bat was not worth locking there. And maybe I'm in the wrong, but who cares? Definitely give me alien magic here. I think I want the butterfly too. And we go to the next wave. We're sitting on 82 harvest. We've got a lot of defense right now, which is cool too. Tragically, Wave 9 is going to be not very good for us, by the way, which is funny. Wave 9 traditionally one of the best waves in the game because it just gives you so much money. We are not going to get much money out of Wave 9. It's going to be slow pickings for us there, for sure. Maybe if we took like that Elemental Fist before, we could get some kills. But here, not going to happen. Not going to happen at all. Hello, Lure. I'm sorry to say, not going to happen there either. We are never going to kill a Lure, probably. At least anytime soon on this run. Maybe in the late game. Again, I'm building speed. If we see a power generator, we may end up being able to get into the positives on our damage stat, in theory. I want to get that tree. I don't think I can get to it, though. Tragic. Oh, well. Maybe next time. I will take dodge chance here over the HP. They're both pretty good. I don't know which is better, but I'm going to trust my gut and take the dodge chance. We'll take this. I mean, it's a little tempting for Wave 9 coming up here, but I think it's a bait. We have no tier 4 items. We're not going to have many tier 4 items, I imagine. So I am tempted to take the fairy. Bean Teacher is not terrible for us either. It does lower our lifesteal, but we don't have much lifesteal going for us in the first place. It's a lot of it's you know what? I think we lock the fairy. I think we take Bean Teacher. And Scared Sausage was actually interesting too, because Scared Sausage could maybe get us some kills in this wave, but I don't think it's worth it. I think this will get us a lot of XP, and hopefully overall be worthwhile. We'll see though. I could definitely be wrong. I see box here. Now that I'm not gonna pick it up now. There's no point in picking it up now. I will try to get this tree. There we go. We're doing pretty good. We're not doing too badly here. I feel like we're in control. We're not like we're fast enough to outrun enemies, which is really important here. We got a good dodge chance now too. This is not terrible. It is, unfortunately, though, not giving... We're not going to get very much money from this wave. Did I see a tree, by the way? I did see a tree down here. I thought I did. There we go. We're not going to get much money from this, though, is the issue. But, you know, actually, 500, not terrible. Do we take an alien here? I think we do actually take an alien. I'm okay with that. Take more dodge chance. I'll take a little bit of lifesteal to put us back in the positives here. I don't hate that. Fairy here is a ton of regen, which I do like. I don't think we want many of these. Mouse is fine. Gives us a little bit of a hit to our harvesting stat, but more enemies is pretty good. Although, you know what, sure. Lifesteal is pretty cool. I like lifesteal in general. Ooh, so here's something interesting, right? We have 30 base knockback on these hands. So whetstone, normally knockback is like not even a thing, but it is kind of a factor for this build. But I think because the hands have such a high base knockback, going from 30 to 27 won't be that big of a deal. So I think we can take the whetstone. Hands only have 50% scaling with master. Yeah, we don't want master here. That is not worth the effort. If we're taking damage ups, we're taking percent damage ups to try to get out of the negatives. We're not taking melee damage ups. That's for damn sure. These waves kind of scary. Enemies are spawning in from like every direction, so it's very easy to get kind of you know, surrounded. Usually with this character, I think you want to do what I'm doing here and kind of like put them all into one big clump. But it is very easy to again get surrounded like this, so you got to be careful. Also, one thing I've noticed now, like kind of for the first time ever, enemies like despawn after a while, which is interesting to me. I feel like that's something I usually just don't ever see. I'm sure it happens sometimes, but I'm noticing a lot more now where enemies just kind of stop showing up. Okay. Now, I assume we're never going to get to the point where we have, you know, so many tier 4 items that it's giving us negative regen off of the fairy. But that could happen at some point. I wouldn't be shocked. This is not worth the speed loss at this point. No, thank you. Give me some more max HP. Give me some more speed. I guess give me another alien. I'm a little bit worried about the aliens. But the more enemies does mean that we're getting more money at the end of the waves, too. I don't think it's too bad. Let's keep rolling. I mean, this gives us more XP gains with -8 luck. Kind of a stinker. I think we just take the hand and move on. I do like blindfold here for the dodge chance. The crit chance is worthless. The range is not worthless. The range is kind of annoying that we lose some, but like whatever. Then we take it still. Power fist, huh? So here's the problem with this. I don't know how much damage the explosions do. Generally speaking, most explosions scale off of... I've seen some scale off of, I think, purely melee. I've seen some scale off of, like, melee, ranged, and elemental damage. So I don't know how this one scales. I wish it told me how it did. But I'm going to assume because the weapon itself is only melee scaling, I'm assuming the explosion is also melee scaling. So I don't think we want that here. I will take Peaceful Bee and Wheelbarrow here. Peaceful Bee, 1, gives us more regen with the fairy as well, which is nice. But also, Wheelbarrow... Huge harvest boost. Very cool. Happy to see that here. The Kaboom Fist is interesting, though. And maybe I should be taking that. These guys are terrifying because they are going to go faster and faster as the round goes. I have now, just for the first time, realized that this may be an issue. But hopefully with our knockback, we can just keep them off of us permanently. We'll see. But I don't know. I'm a little bit spooked out by the exoskeletons. They are... You know, it does. You know, I've never noticed before. It does look like their speed does cap out eventually. They do get faster as the round goes. It looks like eventually they stop getting faster. So I'm not too worried. It looks like we're pretty good at handling their speed and knocking them back so that they're not on top of us. And eventually they despawn. Hopefully. Yeah, it doesn't seem like too big of a deal. Look at that one just despawned right there. Very cool. Like to break this tree if you don't mind. Thank you. Okay. More speed. Happy with that. Purple fist here. Pretty sweet. Or purple hand. I mean, not fist, obviously. I don't think the knockback's worth it. I think the high base knockback is enough for us. I will take the plate, though, here for sure. I don't think... This is interesting. Bloody Hand here is definitely interesting for sure. But I don't think that we want it. Although, maybe this is how you get back into the positives on damage. Here's the thing, though, too. Something to note here, the hands themselves only have base 1 damage, right? So, that's not great. That's not great for us. We need to take this and we need to pivot. And it would only give us like 30-ish. Yeah, I think this is cool. It's interesting. I don't think it's for us here, I'm sorry to say. I wish it was, though. It would be, I feel like, really sick, actually, if we could make that work. I don't think so today, at least. I will lock both of these. These are both pretty good for us, I think. Leech and Blindfold give us, you know, all things that we want. We lose a little bit of harvesting, but I think it's worth it. Oh, hello. Hello, Mr. Knife Man. Knife Man, I think we can outspeed his knife attack for the most part here, so I'm not too worried. Maybe in the later mutations, it's going to be harder to dodge it. I think for now, we can usually do a pretty good job of dodging the swings, if you will. Uh-oh. Never mind. This one's a little bit wilder. We have to actually react, I think, this time instead of just purely outrunning here. We can do that. Probably. I think mutation 3 is faster and more accurate knife swing, so I think we should be able to hopefully dodge them pretty easily here. No, we have to react a little bit here, depending on the direction they're going in. We can mostly outrun the knife swings, though, it looks like. There we go, good. Ooh, tree, excuse me, pardon me, sir. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Yeah, that was actually really nice and easy. Not a very scary... And that feels like one of the harder elites for this character to maybe handle. Because no matter where you are on the screen, it's putting attacks at you. Something like the Crocodile, we can probably just outrun the whole time. So, I'm happy about that. I think we can do better. We already have enough regen. We can do better than taking a +4 regen here. Like, +3 armor looks better to me. And let's keep rolling. Let's get something better here. I kind of like attack speed here. Because of how much lifesteal we have. I think I actually want attack speed. Just maybe a controversial take. Piggy bank, not for us, I don't believe. We're kind of rolling out every turn. Okay, we're all purpled up here on hands. That's really cool. I will take a metal plate. We have so much armor now. We have too much armor. We've invested too much in armor. We need to get our dodge cap up, and then we need to get more HP. Not our dodge cap up. I mean, we need to get our dodge up to cap is what I'm trying to say. Sorry. We need to get our dodge up to cap. And then we need to focus more on just max HP here. Because for how defensive we are, we do have pretty low max HP still. We'll take this tree if you don't mind. Happy to have a box. Thank you. And you know, hey, maybe one day we see that power generator though, we can pivot into like an actual offensive build here. I think it's still possible. We're very fast. Power generator, probably, what are we at? Like 30% speed here. Power generator gives us a lot of damage. We get like an obliterator. We can start actually maybe killing some of these mobs, which would be pretty cool. We'll see how it plays. I do like the idea of this character, like the true way to play it is to eventually pivot into an offensive character. If you're familiar with Nuclear Gandhi, it's got that sort of vibe if you ask me. Ooh, I will take the leather vest here. That's a pretty sick pickup. I think we take this, take the hand here. I mean, I don't know if it is, but is Baby with a Beard affected by our range stat? Because or our damage stat, because if not, this seems crazy good. If it is affected by our stat, if it's not, it could be crazy good. It's bad right now because we have -4 range damage. But if this is unaffected by our damage stat, this could go crazy in this run. But we'd have to get the first kill to trigger it, which is the issue, I think. So even then, it would be kind of dubious. So I don't know, actually. Mammoth, also a little interesting, gives you some regen, but +20 melee damage, not going to be great for us here, I don't think. Although, if we do go for the speed generator build, and we do get some damage, we do need a melee damage stat to actually give these hands some damage. I don't think it's worth it, though. Coupon here, probably decent. We only have 2 luck. I don't think I want to go to negative. Ooh, you know what? Shady Potion and Broken Mouth look really good here. So one thing to keep in mind, I forgot about this, but every item that, or every tier 1 item that we don't have is +1 regen, right? So is Pencil with +1 regen attached to it worth it? I don't think so, but it is important to think about that with all these tier 1 items that we're seeing. We have another elite coming up here. What is it? It's the Croc. Honestly, I think we take the Croc, no problem. I think we're fast enough to just constantly stay away from him. I don't think he's ever going to actually cause any threat. Phase 2 might be tricky, because Phase 2, I believe he does a ring around you. But I think we can outspeed the ring placement as well, and just, again, run away the whole time. I see the tree. I'll be back for the tree in a moment. Ooh, maybe we can't outspeed it. We can outspeed it. He's getting bogged down by the enemies, actually, which is really funny. I didn't know that could happen. Okay. We can keep the enemies between us and him. That's really neat, I feel like. Oh, hello, last tree. Okay. Yeah, honestly, easy elite fight too for us. Very funny. Give me some more speed. I would like that. Driving Pruner, I don't think is. I mean, it's neat, but I don't think we take it here. It does have better melee scaling. It does have better melee scaling in theory, but no thank you. You know what? Book. Again, tier 1 item that we don't have. This is also +1 regen on it. I think I'll take it. It's not very expensive. Bump this up to 2. And again, Coffee is an attack speed upgrade, which triggers our lifesteal a lot more. And then it's also plus regen. Sure. I think we're just dumping damage entirely. I don't think we're going for it. Give me... Oh, this is 12 harvesting on the... Oh, wow. Oh, my God. This purple's double. They go 3 to 6 to 9, and then 9 to... Or purple to red goes from 9 to 18 base harvesting. That's crazy. I should really be aggressively looking for more hands then. To start doubling them up. I see another hand, please? No. I think we can handle the regen. With a sad tomato here. That's pretty tight. Well, I mean, the negative 50% HP, I think we can handle. Although, is it worth it? I think it's worth it. You know what? Actually, no. I don't think. I don't know. Because that's a tough sell for like wave 20, starting with half health and then 2 bosses show up right away. I don't think it's worth it. I don't think we're in danger here. I don't think we need the regen right now. I think that's just kind of asking for trouble. Lemonade, again, Lemonade interesting with that bonus to regen. Only $47. I think it's kind of a bait though. Like the book was only $30. +1 from consumables is not that big of a deal. And it being like, you know, a 50% markup, I think it's a little bit of a scam. I'm sorry to say. I don't think it's worth it. I don't know. The run's more or less over here, right? We have the build set up. It doesn't matter whether or not we built it strong enough or not at this point. There's not much more decision making to make. It's just kind of like, oh, do we see the right items from here? Or maybe we're already strong enough just to begin with. But I feel pretty unkillable right now. We're either at or close to the dodge cap. We're very fast, so enemies can't run us down. It's really just a matter of if we are strong enough to survive. I think we are. Where are we at? Dodge cap. We're not at the dodge cap. We're actually a little bit under. But I will take a legs 4 here for sure. I think alien worm's actually worth it. I don't think we have one yet either, so that's nice too. Nice little added bonus. I don't want barricade. We're moving too fast. I'll take another cute monkey. Cute monkey's kind of sick with it. Honestly, because of the double scaling, I think I just take this and take it like that instead of combining them. I think that's overall more harvest. You know what? Give me a mushroom as well. Ooh, gambling token. I think we take that too. That puts us at the dodge cap now, which is nice because there's a little bit less armor, but whatever. And yeah, give me another leech. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good about this run right now. Buffers might be a little bit annoying because we can't kill them. They're gonna have free reign to just kind of buff all of the enemies. But I think we're bulky enough to handle it still. And we really just need max HP now. That's the max HP. Lifesteal, you know, lifesteal doesn't have literal diminishing returns, but in theory, you get to a point in lifesteal where it's just constantly healing you 10 HP per second, and at that point, it is diminishing returns, right? If 20% lifesteal is enough to give you the lifesteal cap per second, then 30% lifesteal is also just diminishing returns, right? So the only thing we really need here at this point, I'm pretty confident to say, is HP. It's all we care about. It's all we really want. And maybe more trees. More trees wouldn't hurt here either. That'd be fine as well. Anywho. I don't think... I mean, you know what? I will take the insanity. The damage doesn't matter. The crit chance doesn't matter, but... Fairy. More regen. Very cool. Give me a speed upgrade here. I mean, we have so much armor. The metal plate won't make much of a difference. I think our money is better spent looking for other upgrades instead. Again, we really just need max HP at this point. I mean, I'll take a hand. Don't get me wrong. Tardigrade, not really for us here. Schmoop, definitely for us. And you know what? Little Muscly Dude's interesting because it does have 5 HP attached to it. That's not bad. That's not like a bad amount of HP to get off of one item here. We lose range, but our range is already in the shitter anyway. We're using hands. Who cares? Right? It's fine. Leather vest, not really good for us. A missile. Perfect. Missile. That's what we need right now. Explosive turret. No, thank you. I'll take a beanie. Take a beanie. Maybe we'll see power generator now. I don't think it's coming. I've been holding out hope for it, but even if we get it, we can't really make the pivot at this point. But maybe. Who knows? Just maybe. These guys are, hey, they're coming. I'm coming and they're coming. Yeah, they're not gonna catch us though. They are not even close. The Pacifist, cool character. Very annoying to get a run off the ground, I gotta say, but once the run is off the ground, it is cool. And I do really appreciate, again, I said it before, I just appreciate how different the game plays with different characters, right? I've been ranting about it a lot lately, but in 20 minutes till dawn, there's like 3 different builds total, and they're very similar. Elemental, gun builds, and summon builds are pretty much it, and the characters might play slightly different ways, but not really. They're pretty much the same no matter how you slice it. So I'm happy that this game has this variety. It's very cool. I do enjoy it. I don't think we're at the dodge cap, or actually, yeah, we're at the dodge cap. We don't need 20 luck at this point. We're on wave 18, but that doesn't matter. We have negative $1 billion. Yeah, we have -3 on consumable healing us because of all of the alien worms we took here. So weird food does kind of bring it back for us, but you know, actually, you know what? I will take it actually because we don't have it for we don't have a weird food for the fairy, so that's another bit of regen. Oh, I'm done, by the way. Hand. Almost missed that one. Almost missed that one. Baby Gecko, worthless. You know what? Cute Monkey, I'm not realizing is worthless too. Because we're not killing enemies, so we're not getting any HP actually drop. That's kind of funny. I didn't realize that before, but that is really bad. We have butterflies, I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah, we have... You know what? Second butterfly doesn't really hurt here, I don't think. Sure. Hello. Hello, weird bug man. I don't think you're much of a threat to us as long as we stay really far away from you, it looks like. So that's cool. You're the easiest boss so far for us, I think, so that's neat. Now, this wave, though, has to be, like, the hardest wave for this character, because these guys, these Charger guys, they seem pretty much resistant, if not immune to knockback, like, at all times. So that is concerning. We can outspeed this ring to an absurd degree, so I'm not worried about that. Yeah. This is the hardest wave I think in this game for us, and it's kind of not even close. So I'm feeling pretty good. Hello there, egg. Well, I do see that tree. I want to go back for it. Tragic, no box. Never lucky. You can do better here. Oh, +9 max HP. That's definitely better. Very cool. Very cool. Another purple hand. I'm not gonna complain. You know what we could do? We could. Oh no, we can't. For some reason, my brain broke. I thought we can combine these into a red. We can't do that. We're not quite there. However, we can do this into this, right? And here's the thing, right? This, I mean, I guess it's not net, it is net negative if we combine them here, but it's tempting. It is for sure tempting to do it. Coupon, I'm sorry to say it's a little too late for you to save us money here. Tragic, I know. Yo, Cyclops, we make the pivot now. We'll take another whetstone. Whetstone's fine. Oh, lock, I'm not taking it, but you know what I mean. Okay, wave 19. Technically, I think wave 20 will be a hard wave for us too here because we can't kill the bosses like at all. But I'm not too worried because I feel like we're just so fast that neither of them can really effectively attack us. So I don't know. I think it's kind of GG for the game here. It is feeling a little GG. But who knows? Maybe everything falls apart. So these guys, yeah, the heavy ones too, I've noticed now, they also are pretty resistant to knockback. That is interesting. Even when they're not charging, they don't get knocked back at all. Weird, but also kind of cool. It makes sense. It makes sense that just getting knockback and attack speed does not make you immune for the rest of the game. That sounds correct to me. So here again, here's why the spiky shield felt like a bait, right? We have 18 armor, which is by most accounts pretty high armor, and this is a blue shield, so it's 125 scaling off of armor. Still does 1 base damage. Obviously, if we invest more in it, it does more damage, but you get the idea. It would have been bad. IMO. Enemies having +8 max speed is not that scary for us. +15 max HP is a lot. I think we take it. We should insanely outspeed people, I think, still with this. Shackles is kind of interesting. Our speed being... It's the last wave. Our speed being capped is not that big of a deal. But the problem with Shackles is that just the things you get aren't worth it. Engineering is dead. Range is dead. +8 regen. We have 47 regen right now. This is nothing. We can find better. And we do find better. And, oh, man... Adrenaline would have made us, I feel like, just actually unkillable. So tragic that we see it here. Maybe I shouldn't have bought that last hand. Maybe that was a little bit of a bait, but oh well. We go. Hello, boys. Fancy seeing you here. So again, a boss hit is only going to be like, well, if it ever hits us, it's only going to be like, I'm trying to see like 8 damage, I think, here. Something like that. Hit me. 19. Okay, more than I thought. But we just regen it so fast. It's crazy. I feel like we're in no danger. At all. It's really easy to dodge their attacks, too. One of them mutated. I don't know which one, but I ain't even feared of nothing. Luckily, this wave doesn't spawn many enemies here either. Even though we took a lot of plus enemy spawns, we're still looking pretty good. Anyway, cool run. Neat run. I forget who it was now, I'm sorry to say, who asked me to play the Pacifist. I apologize. But hopefully you enjoyed this. And hopefully I'll see you guys for the next run. If, again, requests are open. If you want to see a specific character, let me know. If no one says anything by the time that I record my next video tomorrow, I'm thinking I'm playing the one-armed. So I want to see if I can get a hatchet build to work with one-armed. It feels like the correct character for it because they have the base 200 attack speed. But maybe there's just no weapon for the one-armed. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, have a good one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.